Hi, I'm gonna make a short video. Sorry, it's kind of busy right now. My video is about being poor and rich. You know, some people might be rich, you know, money rich, but it doesn't mean they're rich spiritually. They might not be rich with God. They could be. I don't know. It's only between them and God, right? And nobody should be judging, right? Only God. I mean, for me, I don't know if it's considered judging, but I meet a person, I do have to make a assumption about them, I guess. I don't know if you consider it the same as judging. I guess judging is kind of when you're looking down on somebody. Um, you have to assess a person to determine if that person is with God or not, and if you want to accept them into your life by what you see. Judging is kind of like if you're putting them down and belittling them and treating them poorly because of whatever you think about them. But, everybody should observe a person before they decide if this person's should be in your environment, your circle, whatever, your life. But, yeah, rich and poor, somebody might be poor, but they might be spiritually rich, they might be, wealthy with love. There's a lot of ways you could be wealthy, money wealth, love wealth, family wealth, and there's many ways to be poor. You can be rich, but your life, is lonely, and that's kind of like you're still kind of poor. Yeah. It just depends on how you see it, you know what I mean? Some people might look at somebody with money and think, wow, they have everything, but unless you live that life, you won't really know what they're missing, because everybody's kind of missing something, right? Or they want something. So, poor and rich is kind of depends on how you see it, and how you feel about it. If you feel like you're rich, and then hey, you're rich, no matter what you're missing, whether it be money or people or whatever. It's all a mental perception of yourself and others. Judging kind of makes you put people into boxes, and you can think somebody is something when maybe they're not, or maybe you don't see the full picture, so you're judging wrong. Yeah, I would try to not do that. Try your best. God doesn't want us to be judging. If you have questions about a person, you can ask God. But yeah, if they don't fit your box, then I would just stay away from those people, because they're not your people, right? You always want to be around people that uplift you in your life, help you to become better than you are, not somebody who's going to drag you down further than you already are. Not saying that you're down, but there's two type of people, one that's going to benefit your life, and there's one that's going to create chaos and drama and drag you down. So, choose wisely. Your friends, even your family, can do these things to you. So, you choose to just stay away, or else you're going to be dragged down with them. Not everybody has your back out here. You got to sometimes look out for your own back. And, yeah, if you want your life to be a certain way, you kind of have to make it be that way. It might not get that way right away. It's going to take work, maybe. That's why people have goals, and they work they work every day. They strive for those goals. It's kind of that way with the people you're around. If you keep being around bad energy people, then you're going to be involved in that kind of lifestyle. Yeah. If you want to live around, people that are living the life that you wish you could have, then eventually you'll make your way to be living that life, I believe. Kind of like that saying, you are who you hang with, right? Yeah, you are who you hang with. So if you're hanging with some shitty people, then most likely you're probably part of that too. Even if you don't see it, you could be a shitty person and not know. But yeah, you are who you hang with. So there you go. Yeah, look at your environment and your friends and think, that's how people see you too. Even if you don't know it. All right. But if you want to make a change in your life, I would go through God, because, going on your own without God, yeah, you're going to work harder. You may never get there. God's the only one that's going to, change for you, your life for you. It might, and even if your life does change, you think you want to be a certain way, it is going to change, but it might not look like what you think it is, but you'll be happier. Yeah. All right. Well, God bless you. Say a prayer for me. I'll say one for you. God bless you. To the name of Jesus Christ. Yeah. Have a good day.